Bit of a story for this one. When I was younger, we didn't really have a lot of money. Now, we don't really have a lot of money now. But my mum really wanted a particular phone. So my brothers and I pulled together and we bought her this phone that she really wanted, that was very popular. It was the Motorola Razr, pink, of course, because it's for our mum. And while she did absolutely love the phone, there is absolutely no question at all, it wasn't a good phone. It looked brilliant, but it wasn't a good phone for the phones that were out there, and certainly not for the money. So, how does this Razr compare to that? When I first heard about folding phones, it was actually the Motorola Razr that I first heard about, and I wanted that phone. I absolutely wanted that phone. The only reason I didn't get it is because it was only available in the UK on EE, and EE have next to no coverage in my area. That is a massive problem. I don't just use my phone to muck about with and contact people. I use my phone quite a bit for work. So I need to be able to use my phone when I'm outside. There's no point having a mobile phone unless you can actually, be mobile with it. So I got the Samsung Z Flip, the phone that I'm actually recording this video on, and there's a reason why I'm recording this video on my Samsung Z Flip. But it does not negate the fact that I wanted the Motorola Razr. So a few months later, after I'd already got my Z Flip, when I found out that the Motorola Razr 5G would be open and that I would in fact be able to get it on a decent network and have service, I was kind of kicking myself. But then I thought, hey, you know what? Teaching's going pretty well. I could afford to get myself another phone, and I am gonna keep my hat on for this video because my hair is a mess. I saw the reports of Samsung Fold devices that were cracking. Now, to be fair, I have not seen any reports of the Samsung Z Flip cracking, but it was a concern because this is my only phone. It's the only phone I've used for well over a year now, and I've had no problems with it whatsoever so far, other than once. It got way too hot while it was charging, so I essentially got something out of the freezer and put my phone on it. But that was a red enough flag in order for me to decide that yes, it would probably be a good idea to get a backup phone. So I got the Motorola Razr 5G. Now the reason why I got this phone is first and foremost because I love foldable phones. I would struggle, I genuinely will struggle if I have to go back to a normal phone, a normal slab, a normal candy bar, because the foldable phones are just so convenient and they are so pocket friendly. It is fantastic. So I figured, okay, well, there's only one other clamshell on the market that I'm aware of. Definitely want a backup phone, so I will get the Motorola Razr. Wow. Damn. I'm actually in the middle right now of sending my Motorola Razr back. It's crushing. It is crushing, but there is a reason for it, and it's not all bad. I mean, first and foremost, the case that this comes in is a fantastic case. It can very easily double up as a dock. Fantastic. It's really well presented, and I personally still prefer the aesthetic look of this phone to the Samsung Z Flip. I think it's nicer to look at. It's nicer to have in your pocket. It's stylish in every single way. So why am I sending it back? Well, while I do tend to put style over functionality quite a bit in my life, there is the classic problem. Now by that, I don't mean the fact that I put it into retro mode and I can't get it back.
Hello, Moto.
I honestly really love that. I love the flipping functionality of it. That for someone like me who remembers everyone else having one of these phones is really cool. The issue is it's overpriced and it doesn't really compete. It's a mixed bag, it really is. It's not the fact that I've put it into retro mode and I can't get it back to the standard format. No, I can. It's a very simple gesture. And that honestly ties into one of the other issues that I have. See this chin here takes up a lot of space, and this white line, well, underneath it where there could realistically be soft keys, there's not. So it's all gesturing, which is okay when it works, and it works a lot. It's just if I'm in a messaging app, whether it's WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger, I tend to be trying to reply to certain messages rather than leaving the actual messaging app, which is infuriating. I genuinely hate that. In addition to that, while this phone is actually the same length as the Z Flip, there is a lot less screen real estate. Now this is not really a major issue for the most part, until it is, in which case it is a big problem. So by that I mean the actual keyboard itself. The keyboard itself is tiny. It is truly, typing with this thing coming from the Samsung Z Flip, coming from any phone, I think is going to be quite a big learning curve, especially as, again, you're losing quite a bit of the screen, because all of that's not the keyboard. That's just there for gestures, which is really bloody annoying. But there is another problem when it comes to the screen as well. Because you are losing so much real estate, and because it relies on gestures over actual soft key, it does lead to more than just a couple of problems. It leads to not really being able to navigate the phone too well, because the screen is small, and when you open the app drawer there's no pages you can set up. It feels like everything is there and just crushed into one spot. I personally like space. I like space on my phone. I've seen other reviewers put the Samsung Z Flip and the Motorola Razr regular or 5G together, and they've said in every area where it counts, the Samsung Z Flip is a better phone. And that's true. Photos are much better on my Samsung Z Flip than on my Motorola Razr. The aspect ratio, even after I played around with the settings, is just not good. It's not really what I've been spoilt with. The detail and the actual quality of the camera, again, is not good. I'll keep coming back to this. The simple fact is, while other people can say it's a stylish phone, and yes, it absolutely is. It is a beautiful phone. The flipping mechanism, the folding mechanism is absolutely fantastic. And as I say to everyone who asks me about foldable phones, when you use a foldable phone, you don't notice the fold. You won't really feel it when you're using it, and if you do, you kind of get used to it, so it's not a big deal. But the underlying truth of this is quite simple. The Samsung Z Flip is not just a cool looking flip phone, which I wish looked cool. I wish it looked more like the Razr. The Samsung Z Flip is a pretty good phone. The Motorola Razr is an alright phone. That is the big difference that I haven't seen other people state. This is an alright phone. The finish on it is another issue that I have. See, the Samsung Z Flip standard version, not the 5G version, but the standard version it's got this glossy finish which makes it incredibly slippery. Anything that's not perfectly level, it will jump off of. For some reason, the Motorola Razr 5G has that exact same problem, at least this one. Now with the Z Flip, it wasn't too bad because I've got skins on mine, so I can leave it on a level surface and not put it in a massive case. I don't have that option with the Motorola Razr, and while I've seen other people with their review copies having cases included, I didn't have that. I had to buy the case myself, which was a real kick in the nuts. Now, I absolutely prefer the headphones that came with the Motorola Razr. I prefer the cord. This feels and seems like a much higher quality than the typical headphones that you get with Samsung, but it's just not good enough, especially as I tend to use MPAL earbuds with practically everything these days. So this, while it would have been nice if it plugged into a typical jack because they were saving space, it's just the US port C jack. I can't use these headphones on anything other than a phone. It's not all bad, of course, and I would be doing the phone a massive disservice if I said that it was. This front screen is absolutely fantastic. Samsung, your next foldable phone, your next foldable clamshell, use this front screen, because this front screen is brilliant. I can watch YouTube videos using the front screen. I can easily manage Spotify and Audible and even scroll through messages and even Instagram. Even though it's not perfect, I can do so much with my phone without having to open it. Once you close the Samsung Z Flip, it's closed, it's done, which is infuriating. Most of the time I watch YouTube on my phone, I don't have it in landscape mode and fill in the screen. I just don't. With the Razr, the video fills the screen. So I don't have the comments or the likes or subscribe or any of that stuff. It's just the video, which is absolutely perfect for how I typically watch YouTube on my phone. I wish Samsung had implemented this, and I hope they implement this going forward. If not, I would absolutely love to see another company give a hybrid of these two phones. But unfortunately, the sleek and sexiness of this phone and the fantastic front screen is not enough to justify it. If someone asks me if it's worth getting a foldable phone, I would typically say, yeah, you can get the Samsung Z Flip, because it's a really good phone with the folding capabilities. It's pocket friendly, which is something that is a big priority to me, and I genuinely will struggle if I have to go forward with a phone that doesn't fold the same way. But I couldn't recommend the Razr. It feels so businessy, so void of personality. Perhaps it's because Samsung have Samsung themes, and you can go in and you can change different themes, which can change the sound of the keyboard and the notifications and the ringtone, and it can change the appearance of almost anything, and that's a really cool feature, especially when a huge chunk of these themes are for free. Motorola kind of gives you that option, but not really. Like, I put my own theme on the keyboard, but nah. And yes, I'm able to have bubble heads from Messenger again, which is something that just vanished off my Samsung quite a while ago. But it's not really worth it, which is disappointing. This was the phone that got me excited for foldables, and unfortunately now that I've got my hands on the better version of the phone that got me excited for foldables, yeah, I couldn't recommend it to anyone. It's a shame, but I hope Motorola take on this massive criticism that they've been getting and use it for something constructive, because there is potential here. So there it is. That is my rather disappointing review of the Motorola Razr 5G. I just want to say, as a little side note, for everyone who's considering 5G or not, if you've got the option to get 5G right now, get it. Of all the faults of this phone, signal was not one of them. It was bang on it, and I don't even think 5G is in my area. So yeah, that's definitely worth getting if you've got the option. If you like this video, feel free to like it. If you didn't like this video, well, there's a new thing called the double like. It's where you like something and then you like it 2 more times, and then you create another account for YouTube and you come in and then you like it again. Yeah, that might work, it might not, who knows. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, guys. If you want great merchandise, you can go to tailwind.store, where all proceeds go to charity. If you have any tweaks of designs on there, you can always send me a message at BamGibson30, either on Instagram or Twitter, and I will do that for you. If you want great archery merchandise, great, fantastic archery bows, head on over to mandarinduck.net. Yes, I do work with the company, but I work with the company because they're the best bloody archery company out there today, bar none, and I will fight anyone who tries to say otherwise. But I genuinely love my work with the archery company, with Mandarin Duck, and I do genuinely recommend them every single time. Even before I started working with them, they actually have a passion for archery, and they are not just trying to take what's in your wallet, as well as their customer service being top of the best. Top of the best. Keeping that in because it's top of the best. Okay guys, keep safe. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.